Medallions were a feature that were introduced in Chapter 5 Season 1 and have been a thing up until the current season, Chapter 5 Season 4. And I wouldn't say medallions have gotten better, but I wouldn't really say that they've gotten worse, but I would definitely say that they've changed, but it's a very weird change. Medallions currently are not very good, and they have not been very well executed throughout the entirety of this chapter, which is a pretty big problem when this is one of the main things of your chapter. So today I'm gonna go through the history of medallions, why they kind of suck, and how we can make them better. With that being said, let's get right into it. But before we do, look at that number. 94% of you guys aren't subscribed. That's freaking bonkers. So do me a favor and absolutely smash that subscribe button down below. If we hit 10k subscribers by 2025, I will do an elbow reveal. Also, please consider using code LilSmurf on your next Fortnite item shop purchase. Okay, let's get back to the video.
I'm trying to cook some food. Why are you recommending me Diddy? God, that presents to you the downfall of Diddy. Bro, I'm over there trying to cook some meat and they showing me the meat master.
First, let's start off with the history of medallions. Now, the medallions were introduced in Chapter 5, Season 1, and in the beginning, they were very simple, but still very powerful. So, what it was is basically, you killed a boss and you would get their medallion, and their medallion would heal your shield over time up to 100, before they eventually got nerfed to only heal you up to 50, and then if you got another medallion, you would go to 65, so on and so forth. However, the one thing that was consistent about these medallions is they would heal you, and the more you had, the faster you would heal. Very simple, but pretty broken. Then, in Season 2, they gave you special powers based on which medallion you got, so you had to really strategize where you landed. For example, if you landed at Zeus's, you would get a speed boost and you would be able to jump higher. Or if you landed at Hades, you would get Siphon. Then, in Season 3, there was 3 medallions, but one of them was essentially just a Season 1 reskin. So we had the Nitro Medallion and the Infinite Ammo Medallion. And currently, in this season, we have the Mysterio Medallion, the Emma Frost Medallion, and the Dr. Doom Medallion. Smurf from the future here, we now have a birthday medallion that gives you balloons. That's pretty cool. Now, all these medallions are pretty cool. I'd say the Season 1 ones are by far the least interesting because other than the designs, they all feel the same. They all function the exact same. There's nothing different about them. But the medallions that we've got in Seasons 2, 3, and 4 have been very different. What I mean is the medallions have given you different superpowers, and it's not just you land at one place, you're guaranteed to get the same medallion every single time. No, this time you actually have to strategize where you land. Or do you? There's a reason why this segment was pretty short. We're now gonna go into why medallions are kinda bad.
Assemble.
So here's why I think medallions kinda suck. For one, remember how I said you got the choice to land at wherever you want? Yeah, I lied. I mean, you still do get a choice, and the choices do vary. There's a lot of variety in the medallions. But there's a clear best one to land at each season. Even in Season 1, when the medallions were the exact same, you would land somewhere and you would get a weapon along with the medallion. And that's kind of a problem, considering there were some weapons that were pretty good and then some that were just bad. As a result, everyone landed Lavish Lair to get Tony the Tiger's mythic. During Season 2, you were not winning if you did not have the Cerberus Medallion and the Mythic Gatekeeper. It was just not happening. During Season 3, you were landing at Megalodon so you could get the Mythic Fists, the Mythic Combat Shotgun, and the Infinite Nitro Medallion, which was basically necessary for you to win a game. And this season, you're landing at Dr. Doom because that has the Mythic Monarch Pistol, the Siphon Medallion, and Dr. Doom's Gauntlets, which are just broken. So yes, while the medallions do change depending on which one you land at, you could land at the Mysterio place and you could get his shotgun and his medallion, but you're gonna lose to the Doomfist. That's just what's going to happen. Also, as a result, every single person is landing at one POI in order to get the best loot. And the best medallions and weapons tend to be at the places with the most loot. So you get a stacked loadout on top of a cracked medallion and mythic, and then you get Timmy, who landed at Rebel's Roost, who basically has no chance. It basically forces you to land at the POIs with the medallions, and as a result, when you decide to land somewhere else, the map just feels empty, and you get worse loot. All this to say, I'd say medallions are doomed. Get it? Cause we're in an absolute doom season. All this being said, even though I doubt that Epic is going to bring medallions into Chapter 6, if they were to do it, here's how I would fix it.
The extermination firm of Fix It and Wreck It.
I can fix it!
I'm gonna wreck it! Ah!
I hate to see my beloved.
So, we've established the problems. It forces people to land at the medallion spots, and if you don't land at one specific medallion, you're basically cooked. So, how do we fix this? Simple. Make the medallions busted and the mythics absolutely broken. Now, hear me out. The problem right now is the fact that you land at a certain medallion and you can get a cracked medallion and a cracked mythic. However, I think it should be a little bit different to spice things up. We give a goated medallion to a terrible weapon. For example, instead of giving the Mythic Gatekeeper shotgun to Cerberus, who objectively had the best medallion, we would give the shotgun to Ares, and Ares would have a bad medallion, the one that gave you a slight little damage boost, and we would give, like, Cerberus the Warforged AR. So you have to think to yourself, okay, do I want to land at Ares and get a bad medallion but a goated gun? Or do I want to land at Cerberus and get a goated medallion but just an alright gun? It really makes you think on where you want to land. Also, we're going to make it random at which POIs the bosses spawn at. Now, is this a little bit of a problem? Yes. How do we fix this? I don't know, I'm just a stupid kid on the internet. What do you want me to do? But the problem is, every single game, people land at the exact same POIs, and so every other part of the map just feels bland and empty. If we had the bosses spawn in other parts of the map instead of just their set POIs, it would make people land at other POIs, and so the map would feel a bit more alive. So, instead of landing at Lavish Lair every game and getting the goated medallion and the goated shotgun, you instead have to land at, I don't know, Reckless Railways, and you can get a pretty good shotgun, an okay medallion, and you get to land somewhere new instead of just landing the same POI over and over in order for you to win. It adds some variety, and it makes you really question where you want to land each game. But those are just my opinions. Again, I highly doubt that Epic is going to bring medallions into Chapter 6, along with some other things that I don't think they'll bring into Chapter 6, but we'll get into that eventually. But that's all I really wanted to say. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button and hit that subscribe button. Once again, 10K by the end of the year for elbow reveal, and use code LilSmurf in the Fortnite item shop. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.